Narrated by Amr bin Yahya, on the authority of his father, Abdullah bin Zayd poured water on his hands from a utensil containing water, and washed them, and then with one handful of water he rinsed his mouth, and cleaned his nose by putting water in it, and then blowing it out. He repeated it thrice. He then washed his hands and forearms up to the elbows twice and passed wet hands over his head, both forwards and backwards, and washed his feet up to the ankles and said, "This is the ablution of Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him." Narrated by Amr bin Yahya, my father said, I saw Amr bin Abi Hassan asking Abdullah bin Zayd about the ablution of the Prophet. Abdullah bin Zayd asked for an earthenware pot containing water, and performed ablution in front of them. He poured water over his hands and washed them thrice. Then he put his right hand in the pot, and rinsed his mouth and washed his nose by putting water in it, and then blowing it out thrice with 3 handfuls of water. Again he put his hand in the water and washed his face thrice. After that he put his hand in the pot and washed his forearms up to the elbows twice, and then again put his hand in the water, and passed wet hands over his head by bringing them to the front and then to the back, and once more he put his hand in the pot, and washed his feet up to the ankles. Narrated by Wahib. That he, the Prophet peace be upon him in narration 191 above, had passed his wet hands on the head once only. Narrated by Abdullah bin Umar, during the lifetime of Allah's Messenger peace be upon him men and women used to perform ablution together. Narrated by Jabir, Allah's Messenger peace be upon him came to visit me while I was sick and unconscious. He performed ablution and sprinkled the remaining water on me, and I became conscious and said, O Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, to whom will my inheritance go, as I have neither ascendants nor descendants? Then the divine verses regarding Farad, inheritance, were revealed. Narrated by Anas. It was the time for prayer, and those whose houses were near got up and went to their people to perform ablution, and there remained some people sitting. Then a painted stove pot, mikadab, containing water was brought to Allah's Messenger peace be upon him. The pot was small, not broad enough for one to spread one's hand in, yet all the people performed ablution. The sub-narrator said, we asked Anas, how many persons were you? Anas replied, we were 80 or more. It was one of the miracles of Allah's Messenger peace be upon him.